What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Gearbox. It's your boy John, and we are out here mobbing as we always are in the Stage 1 WRX. It is great. Anyway, today I woke up, I had a lot of energy, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna film today. It's my filming day, I don't know. So here I am in the car, have a few ideas, but I think I've narrowed it down, and it's not a typical Gearbox automotive YouTube channel thing. It's more of a life lesson. So if you want a life lesson, stay here, you'll be good. If you don't want a life lesson, well then you're probably gonna fail in life, so good luck to you. But anyway, this is kind of a long-winded story, but it caught me so off guard that I wanted to share it because it's bad. You'll understand once we get into it. So, as y'all know, I have a job in downtown Greenville, which I'm not going to say the name of the company because that would just be stupid, right? But anyway, work at this company downtown. I'm in sales. It's a smaller company, maybe, I think it's like 45 employees or something like that. But I'm one of 4 salesmen. But that's kind of where the story gets interesting. So when I was hired and when I started my job, there were 3 other guys who were on the sales team. 2 inside sales and 1 outside sales. And if you don't know what that is, go to business YouTube. I'm not basically, the inside sales kind of like gets the leads, and then the outside sales works everything else, to make it quick. But anyway, there were 3 guys, 1 outside, 2 inside, and we were chilling. And I had been there for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I already knew these girls were coming, but we had hired 2 more girls who just graduated college like myself. So they get in there, and I'm not gonna say their names, but one of them had a really good personality. She was like willing to learn type deal. Just had a really good attitude about everything. And the other one, let's just say, couldn't have been more opposite than this one girl. And you know, she gets in there and they're working their first 2, or I guess their first week really, and asking all these questions and stuff, which, like, you have to ask questions. You're in a brand new job, brand new industry, like, you have to ask questions. And basically all they were doing at this point was basic emailing stuff and going on LinkedIn and trying to find people. Well, after week 1, it became very apparent that there was quite a performance separation, if you will, within the 2 new hires. And the one girl who wasn't doing so hot kept asking the same questions over and over again, like wasn't grasping anything, just acted like she didn't want to be there. And there are a couple stories surrounding that. So we start at 7:30 a.m. And your first couple weeks, all you do is, like, you have to go over your elevator pitch, because if you don't know what our business does, you can't expect to get on a phone and talk about it, right? So they're doing their elevator pitch, and she kind of fumbles her words or whatever, and my boss was joking with her and was like, oh, you know what? I think you're still tired. You know, I think we need to start coming in at 6 a.m. That way by 7:30 when we actually start, we're all wide awake and, you know, wired on caffeine and everything. And we're all laughing and stuff, and this one particular girl was like, if we start coming in at 6 a.m., I'll be looking for a new job. And she was kind of like walking out of the room as she said that. And so my boss and I kind of look at each other, we're like, is this a joke? She comes back and my boss is like, what was that you said? She's like, if we start coming in at 6 a.m., I'll be looking for a new job. And we're like, okay. So that was the first, like, major red flag. Second, and third for that matter, the whole strikeout. Last Friday, we had performance reviews. So my boss brought each of us into a meeting room individually and was like, hey, this is how you're doing. You know, for me, it was like, all right, you've hit all your numbers. You're way ahead of where you need to be. See ya. On Fridays, we can leave however early we want if we're hitting our numbers. So I'm like, all right, cool. The other girl that's doing well goes in there. She does her performance review. Goes swimmingly. Well, then the girl goes to her review, and we're all kind of like, shit, good luck. Like, that ain't gonna be fun. Well, I was gonna wait to leave until my boss came back out, and I had, like, you know, made sure I'd done everything, made sure he got my weekly sales report, all this stuff. But they were in this meeting for a while, so I'm like, all right, screw it, I'm done. Well, then I get a call at about 5 o'clock, so I left at like 12. I get a call at about 5 o'clock from my boss, and he's like, hey, just wanted to let you know we had to let go. We had to fire her. I'm like, okay, I mean, we literally all saw it coming. Like, we were damn near putting bets on when this chick was gone. But what happened? He's like, well, you know, when we went in for that performance review, I'm like, yeah. And he was basically telling her that she hadn't hit any of her numbers. She had little to no progress made in her 3 weeks that she'd been there. And he was telling her that she had to stay late because she had to make up for lost time kind of deal. And she's like, I have plans. Like, I'm going to Columbia. You can't tell me to stay late. And it's like, oh, well, I'm your boss, and you're sucking, so I don't know what to tell you. So she literally crossed her arms and stomped around on the ground and had a temper tantrum like a little bitch. And you're like, okay, this is quite odd. Then, I know, there's more. Then my boss is like, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm done dealing with you. I'll give one last chance. I'll help you set one meeting. And he actually, my boss ended up setting the meeting for her. It was like, hey, the only opening we have is 5 p.m. this coming Tuesday. And she's like, I can't do that. Like, I have cycle bar at 5:30 on Tuesday. Like, I can't miss cycle bar. And at that point, my boss is like, all right, I am absolutely fed up with your bullshit. Here's a key. Lock up when you leave. Have a good one. And long story short, one of our owners ended up coming in and seeing that she wasn't there and left the place unattended and didn't lock up and left her laptop and all this stuff. Got fired. Why am I telling you this? Okay, number one, when someone hires you and gives you a job, you at least have to act somewhat excited and grateful that they gave you this experience, especially right out of college, because you don't have shit to say that you're good or not good. You just have to kind of go with it, and they're taking a gamble on you. So you need to be grateful. Two, I've found it very rewarding being a college athlete, and you get told, being a college athlete, that people are going to look for you when it comes to job searching, blah, blah, blah. You've got all these great characteristics. And I'm kind of like, all right, shut the fuck up. Like, that you're just saying that to make all of us feel better and whatever. But I can honestly say it definitely helps. And it's not that you have to be a college athlete to do these things, but here's a list of some of them. One, motivation. Competition, whatever you want to call it. You just have to fight to be the best one on your sales team and whatever. Like, you have to want to be the best. Two is, like, I don't know, waking up on time, setting an alarm, not being a piece of shit. Like, those all go pretty much hand in hand. But, like, if someone tells you you're going to wake up at 5 o'clock, you're going to wake up at 5 o'clock. No questions asked. Don't be a smart ass about it. Just do it, and it'll all be okay. And three, I would say, is just like, and this is less on the whole student athlete thing, but, and probably the most important point I'm about to make, when you are looking for a job, whether it's out of college, out of high school, whatever you're doing, You have to be passionate about it. You have to have the right personality for it. Don't bullshit a personality test, because you will take a personality test. Don't bullshit it to make yourself look better and so you get the job, because you will be miserable. This chick was miserable. She had no business being in sales, absolutely none, and yet, you know, still ended up in sales, which is terrible. But yeah, I mean, you got to do what you love. I mean, and all kind of related back to this channel. Like, I'm sitting here making videos right now because I love cars. I fly airplanes. I love to work around airplanes, whether that be actually wrenching on an airplane or flying airplanes for people or taking people up and sharing aviation. Like, I love that. And at one point or another, I want to own businesses surrounding those passions. But at the same time, I love sales. I love the job I have. I wouldn't change it for anything. I think it's an absolute perfect fit. So, in closing, you just have to figure out what the hell you love and chase after it, because I promise you, it'll all be 10 times better. Getting out of bed in the morning will be so much easier if you don't want to kill yourself because of your job. Anyway, guys, I hope you appreciated my little life lesson. I thought it was a good, nugget of wisdom. But anyway, like, subscribe, notification bell. You know the deal. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all next Sunday.